Like, I would send her a text every now and then, didn't get any response. I was just trying to stir up casual conversation. I text Taylor a couple more times, no responses.
On September 8th, 2017, in Pensacola, Florida, 33-year-old Taylor Wright suddenly goes missing. Wright's disappearance really didn't make any sense. She had been living with her girlfriend Cassandra Waller and had a son from a previous marriage. Interestingly, though, Wright was a private investigator.
As a private investigator, you have skills to not be seen, just like an undercover role with a police officer.
Investigators start looking into several people.
Cassandra, as an alternative suspect, was another place that the police would reasonably look.
Waller would explain that Wright had cheated on her.
Whenever I found out about Taylor, like, kind of having this relationship that she didn't end with this other girl, and I told Taylor to get out of my life and everything, and she kept begging and texting me, please, just, like, hear me out.
Wright's friend Ashley McArthur is brought in for questioning.
You know if Cass is part of it?
I wouldn't think so.
Not only does she talk about Wright's relationship with Waller, but she mentions something very interesting about Wright's ex-husband, Jeff Wright.
The story that I get is that Jeff was the aggressive one, and that he was the one that would be, like, volatile and violent with her. I know she was trying to hide money from the Jeff situation.
At the time of her disappearance, Wright and her ex were in an apparent legal battle over the custody of their son. In fact, according to McArthur, Wright even withdrew money from a bank account she shared with Jeff and entrusted the cash with McArthur.
She didn't want her name or anything to be on anything that Jeff could find.
Sure.
So I was like, we'll just keep it and give it to you or whatever.
It's common practice in divorce proceedings, especially when they're tumultuous, for a spouse to want to hide money.
Cassandra and Jeff, two people with close connections to Wright, seem like viable suspects in the case.
Anytime we have a homicide, obviously a significant other, a spouse, a girlfriend, a boyfriend is always kind of, a person of interest. But once, we were able to talk to Jeff Wright, we were able to talk to Taylor's girlfriend, I think it was clear that they had absolutely no involvement.
But who else would have a motive to harm Wright? When McArthur is interviewed, she says that Wright had asked her to hold on to some money of hers, as Wright was in the middle of a divorce from her ex-husband. Text messages reveal, though, that Wright needed that money back. McArthur claims on the day Wright disappeared, she returned the cash, and Wright carried it off in a duffel bag.
I think her behavior in the interrogation was enough to raise eyebrows. She did not behave in a way that would be consistent with someone who had empathy for the victim.
I mean, this is a pain in the for me,
Sure, all of us.
I do think McArthur's behavior in the interrogation room was suspicious in that we noticed that she was talking in the past tense of her friend.
I didn't know who she was until a lot of this, because what I knew her to be was one thing.
How well do you trust Ashley?
I don't trust her at all.
Your feelings on all this missing person and her talking to you, what's your thoughts?
There's more to the story. I don't know. She's point blank said they are not going to find her. She took that money and left.
What do you think about that?
Don't make no sense. The girl ain't gonna leave her kid.
Law enforcement discovered that McArthur had deposited $34,000 of Wright's money into her own personal bank account, and they believe she hadn't kept it for safekeeping.
I believe Ashley McArthur killed Taylor Wright. Taylor Wright needed her money back and it was gone. Ashley had spent it all.
What happened to this money after you deposited it?
A lot of it I used because it was payment for the money that I had been given to her.
Then there was the matter of what McArthur says she and Wright did the day of Wright's disappearance. She claimed that after returning Wright's money, the two had gone horseback riding at her family's farm, went back to McArthur's house, and then Wright left. McArthur says she never saw her again.
7:58, Taylor sent me that text. I'm not mad at you. I should have called. I just need some time to think. I'm trying to get my life organized and back on track.
The records indicated that the day after Wright went missing, Wright's phone pinged off of a tower near a wedding in Alabama, a wedding attended by McArthur. The cell phone tower records revealed something else as well.
We know that you didn't go to Milton when you said you went to Milton.
I did go to Milton.
Not when you said you went, though.
Oh, well, I don't know what.
You went that evening. What were y'all doing out there at this farm? We know y'all were there.
We picked up some stuff that Taylor had there that, you know,
What was
that
there?
she would store. Some kind of lockbox that she had.
Why would you not tell us that originally?
Because she asked me not to tell anyone ever.
It's not gonna fly.
I gotcha.
Okay.
So you're the only one that was with her on this day at this farm that you did not disclose to us?
I didn't do anything to
Let me
her.
tell you this, if she's at that farm, we're gonna find her because we're executing a search warrant out there right now.
It's that search of McArthur's family property that finally reveals what happened to Wright. The missing woman's remains are found, a skull with a bullet hole buried in a shallow grave. No DNA or murder weapon could be linked to her. It also couldn't be determined when Wright died. Maybe Ashley McArthur, though, could get away with the perfect murder.
As a crime scene investigator, she would have the tools of knowing exactly what to look for. The forensics, DNA, trace evidence, looking for a murder weapon.
Then there was the Home Depot footage. Wright's remains had been covered with concrete and potting soil, which authorities say McArthur can be seen buying the day after Wright went missing. Just a coincidence? After hearing all the evidence and deliberating for a little over 2 hours, the jury made their decision.
We, the jury, find the defendant, Ashley McArthur, guilty of first-degree premeditated murder with a firearm as charged in the indictment.
I'm going to sentence you to life with a mandatory minimum 25 years state prison.